Now we start this hour in West Asia, and Israel's Prime Minister's office has issued a statement confirming that the remains of another hostage have been received from Gaza. This comes after Hamas's armed wing transferred a body found near Gaza City to the Red Cross. The Prime Minister's office also said that forensic authorities will now work to confirm the identity of the remains. If the remains are confirmed to belong to a hostage, there would still be 6 deceased hostages remaining inside the enclave. The process of returning hostage remains continues despite daily violence. Hamas has turned all 21 living hostages in Gaza in return for nearly 2,000 Palestinian convicts and wartime detainees held in Israel. Israel has continued to intermittently strike the Gaza Strip, though the violence has diminished since the ceasefire began on October the 10th. We are now joined by Major General Dr. Rajan Kochhar. He is a senior strategic and defence expert, and he joins us live from New Delhi. Dr. Kochhar, thank you very much for joining us here on NewsX World. It's a pleasure to talk to you, as always. Israel has, of course, confirmed receiving the body of another hostage from Gaza. What does this development reveal about the state of the ceasefire, the ongoing mediation, of course, as we creep up to negotiations of that second stage of that US brokered deal by Donald Trump?
Thank you, Thomas. I think this ceasefire is going through a very interesting phase. I feel that since the sporadic violence is still there, I will not call it a ceasefire in the true sense, because still we hear that a violation of the ceasefire is taking place. And the precondition, as we were talking, that 100% hostages, living or dead, would be returned, that has actually not happened on ground. There are problems, I think, beyond Hamas also, because they may not be having those bodies in their possession as and when they venture into the tunnels in other parts of the tunnel. Maybe they will be able to locate these bodies, but I think Israel would insist on this because this becomes a very strong ground for Israel in case ceasefire violation does take place in a larger manner. The second important aspect is about the humanitarian aid. I think that process, according to information available, is going on in a measured manner, though not in terms of the requirement which Gaza needs, the number of trucks per day. An estimated figure was being given as around 800 to 1,000 trucks are required per day. So I don't think that is the quantum of humanitarian aid right now reaching Gaza. The next important aspect is that it's still actually early times, because within Hamas also there are a number of factions who some of these factions don't actually want a ceasefire. So we see this violations also taking place sporadically, and Israel reacting to this situation. So I think it is a progressive. It's a progressive thing. We can't say that 100% ceasefire has been achieved, but definitely the tempo of operations has come down. No major offensive in terms of missile strikes, rocket strikes, or in terms of armored columns is happening in Gaza. So I think we should take that into a positive frame, that the ceasefire is moving towards a long-term solution.
Yes, Major General Kochhar. Of course, violence has continued despite the ceasefire being in action. Over 200 Palestinians have been killed, as well as some attacks on Israeli Defense Force troops. Israel's leadership has vowed to continue operations until all the hostages are released. That, of course, includes the remains still in the enclave. Do you see military pressure still being viewed as the only leverage here?
Yes, I think military pressure is going to be used as a leverage here because without that military pressure, I think this entire ceasefire wouldn't have happened. So I think this military pressure will always be there, and I'm a bit skeptical about the return of the Israeli Defense Forces to its barracks because I still foresee there will be their presence there until an international
Yes.
stabilizing force comes into play. So you are definitely right in your assessment that military pressure is going to work here.
Yes, Major General Kachar, do stay with us as we have further updates. But this time,